Previously on the Blue Shark, it was awesome. Seriously, our heroes Jake, Mia, and Carlos were just minding their own business. Well, not really. They were looking for adventure. And boy did they find it, in an old dusty attic. Classic. Jake's grandfather? He knew things, secret things. He left clues, amazing clues, for an amazing adventure. You see where this is going, right? They found a journal, old, water-stained, mysterious. It spoke of legends, of a thing called the Blue Shark. Not your average fish, folks. Oh no, this was something more, something hidden, something powerful. Alongside the journal, a map, partial, cryptic, leading to who knows where, an uncharted island, the kind you dream about or have nightmares about, depends on the day. So what do? When destiny calls, you answer. Obviously, Jake, the brave one, Mia, the smart one, Carlos, the tech one, a perfect team. They looked at the map, they looked at each other, their eyes gleamed. Adventure, danger, secrets, it was all there. The call was too strong, too exciting, too legendary. They decided, they had to go. They had to find this blue shark, uncover its secrets. The vast ocean beckoned them. Their small boat, the Wanderer, was ready, or as ready as it could be. The engine sputtered a bit, but hey, that's part of the fun, right? Their journey into the unknown had just begun. It was going to be, wait for it, legendary. The Wanderer sliced through the waves, not always gracefully. Sometimes it was more of a bounce. For days they sailed. The sun beat down, the nights were cold, salt spray everywhere. Carlos wrestled with the ancient navigation charts. Mia pored over the journal, her brow furrowed. Jake just stared at the horizon, looking determined and slightly seasick, but mostly determined. The map was a puzzle, a very, very tricky puzzle. It led them far from known shipping lanes, far from anything familiar. Then, an anomaly, an island, no, a cove, a dark, brooding inlet, not on any modern chart, not even on the slightly less modern chart Carlos had borrowed. The journal called it Whispering Cove. Spooky name, right? It lived up to it. The air grew heavy, the light seemed to dim, even the seabirds went quiet. Smart birds. Dark clouds gathered overhead. Fast, too fast, the wind began to howl, a mournful sound, like a very sad ghost, or a wolf with a stubbed toe. The entrance to the cove looked like a hungry mouth, jagged rocks for teeth. The water inside was dark, still, too still. It felt wrong, very wrong, like wearing socks with sandals, but much, much scarier. "This is it," Jake announced. His voice was a low rumble, trying to sound brave, mostly succeeding. The first real test. Mia shivered, not from the cold, though it was getting chilly. Carlos gripped the wheel, his knuckles white. The Whispering Cove awaited. It didn't look friendly, not at all. This was the part where you buckle up, metaphorically, and literally. They anchored the Wanderer, carefully, very carefully. The cove was eerily silent. The only sound was the gentle lap of water against the hull, and their own breathing, which suddenly seemed very loud. The water. It was an odd color, a deep, unsettling blue, almost black in places. It shimmered, unnaturally. Jake dipped a hand in. "Cold," he muttered. "Really cold. No kidding, Jake." Mia, ever the scholar, had the journal open. Her finger traced a faded passage. "There's a riddle," she said. Her voice echoed slightly in the stillness. "Here, it speaks of the tides, of waiting," she read aloud. "The way forward is revealed only when the sea breathes out fully, when its secrets lie bare upon the stones." Cryptic, very cryptic. These old-timers loved their riddles, show-offs. Carlos, ever the practical one, looked at the waterline. "The sea breathes out fully? Low tide?" he guessed. Mia nodded. "That's what it implies." Jake scanned the steep cliffs surrounding them. No obvious path, no cave entrance, nothing. "So, we wait for low tide?" he asked. Impatience tinged his voice. He was a man of action, not a man of waiting for tides. But there was a problem. A big watery problem. The tide wasn't going out. It was coming in. Fast. Creeping up the dark, slick rocks. The water level rose steadily. The space in the cove seemed to shrink, to tighten around them. They had to wait. Hours, maybe. Or did they? The journal felt incomplete, like a page was missing or a crucial clue was hidden, in plain sight. Or not. That's the tricky part. Suddenly the water began to churn. Zombies emerged, their eyes fixed on the blue shark, guardians of the deep. The group readied themselves. The challenge had just become a lot more dangerous. The hours crawled by, slower than a snail, a very tired snail on a sticky surface, uphill. Jake paced the small deck. Mia reread the journal, again and again. Carlos checked the anchor, and the engine. And the emergency snacks. Very important, emergency snacks. The tide reached its peak. The cove was full, claustrophobic. Then it began to recede, slowly, painfully slowly. The sea was breathing out, finally. As the water level dropped, something new appeared. On a large dark rock, near the waterline, it had been submerged, hidden. Now it was revealed. Carved into the stone, deeply, an ancient symbol. Mia gasped. Jake leaned closer. It was a shark, stylized, powerful, and it was unmistakably, uniquely blue. Or at least the carving suggested a blue hue. The blue shark symbol. They were on the right path, yes. Suddenly a voice, sharp, cold, cutting through the quiet air. Looking for something? It dripped with sarcasm. And something else, danger. They whirled around. Jake, Mia, Carlos, all startled. How did someone sneak up on them in this isolated place? On the rocks near the cove's entrance, a figure stood. A woman, tall, lean, dressed in dark, practical clothing like a ninja, but with better hair. Her face was hard. A thin white scar sliced across one cheek. Her eyes were like chips of ice, cold, unblinking. She held a small, wicked-looking knife, twirling it casually, as if it were a toy. But it wasn't a toy. Not at all. That symbol, she said, her voice flat. It's not for you to find. The blue shark is not for you. Uh-oh. This just got complicated. Very complicated. Who are you? Jake demanded. He stepped forward, trying to shield Mia and Carlos. Brave. A little reckless, but brave. The woman just smiled. It wasn't a friendly smile. Not the kind that makes you feel warm and fuzzy. More like the kind a hungry wolf gives a fluffy bunny. Let's just say I'm a concerned party, she purred. Someone who knows the blue shark. Intimately. This was not good. She moved. Fast. Unbelievably fast. A blur of motion. She lunged for the journal in Mia's hands. Mia cried out. Carlos reacted instantly. He shoved Mia back, stepped in front of the woman. He wasn't a fighter, but he was loyal. The woman's knife flashed. Carlos dodged, barely. A fight! On the slippery, tide-slick rocks. Not an ideal location for a brawl. Not ideal at all. Jake joined in. It was chaos. They managed to break free, scrambling, slipping. Back to the Wanderer, Jake yelled, adrenaline pumping. They half fell, half jumped into their boat. Carlos fumbled with the engine. Come on, come on. The woman was not giving up. She had a boat, a small, sleek, black speedboat, hidden amongst the rocks, clever, and very, very fast. She was on them in seconds. The chase was on. Then, the weather. It had been brewing. Now it broke. With a vengeance. Rain lashed down, blindingly. Waves crashed over the bow. Thunder roared. The Wanderer bucked and protested. The woman's speedboat was faster, but less stable in the storm. Through a momentary break in the driving rain and swirling mist, they saw it. An island. Dark. Foreboding. Towering cliffs vanishing into the storm clouds. The island from the map? It had to be. They lost her. Somehow. In the heart of the raging storm. Maybe she valued her boat, or her life. Or maybe she was just biding her time. Smart. The Wanderer was battered, bruised, but afloat. Jake spotted a narrow inlet, hidden between two colossal cliffs. He steered them in. The water calmed instantly. They were sheltered, safe, for now. They had reached the island, the uncharted island. The island was a wall of green, dense, impenetrable jungle. Strange bird calls echoed, loud, unsettling. Not your average pigeons. The air was thick, humid, smelling of damp earth and unknown blossoms. Mia spotted it first, an ancient stone path, barely visible, overgrown, leading up, into the island's mysterious heart. This way, she urged. The journal mentions a high place, a place of watching. They followed the path, upwards, always upwards. It was treacherous, slippery stones, tangled vines. Carlos grumbled about snakes. Mia worried about spiders. Jake just pushed forward, focused. After what felt like an eternity, the path ended, abruptly, at the mouth of a cave, dark, deep. A strange, low humming sound emanated from within. It vibrated in their chests, unnerving. Mia switched on her powerful flashlight. Its beam cut through the oppressive darkness. The cave walls were covered in paintings, ancient, primitive, but incredibly detailed. They depicted people. Tall, slender, wearing strange headdresses, and they were worshipping something, or cowering from something, a gigantic, glowing blue shark. But it wasn't a fish. It looked mechanical. The blue shark was a machine, mind, blown. Deeper they ventured, into the belly of the beast, or the island, whichever. The humming grew louder, more intense, it resonated in their bones, the air grew colder, drier. The cave passage opened out, suddenly, into a vast chamber, immense, cathedral-like, so big Mia's flashlight beam couldn't reach the ceiling. Stalactites hung like a giant's teeth. It was breathtaking and terrifying in equal measure. And there, in the very center of the colossal chamber, it rested, a structure unlike anything they had ever seen. Not stone, not wood, some kind of dark, smooth metal, gleaming faintly. It was shaped like a shark, a massive shark, easily 60 feet long, streamlined, powerful, and it pulsed, with a soft, internal blue light, the source of the humming, the source of the legend, the blue shark. "This is it," Mia whispered, awe in her voice, reverence. The blue shark. It wasn't a god, it wasn't a monster, it was a vessel, an ancient machine, a relic of a lost civilization, or something else entirely, something alien. The possibilities were staggering, mind-boggling. Carlos slowly circled it, his tech senses tingling. "The energy readings are off the charts," he breathed. "This thing is powerful." Suddenly the soft blue glow intensified, brightened, shifted. The humming changed pitch, became a low, resonant growl. Dust cascaded from the high ceiling, small pebbles skittered down the walls. Something was happening. The blue shark was reacting to their presence. It was waking up from a long, long sleep. Oh, this was not just a relic. This was active, very active. This was bad. The ground trembled. The growl from the blue shark deepened. Then, a deafening rumble from behind them. The entrance to the chamber. Rocks, huge, massive rocks, were falling, crashing down, with a sickening finality. The narrow passage they had used to enter, it was gone. Sealed, completely. They were trapped, inside the chamber, with the waking giant. This was officially a code red situation, maybe even code blue. Get it? Blue shark? Never mind. Panic flickered in Mia's eyes. Carlos swore, loudly, in Spanish. Jake's jaw tightened. "Carlos, is there another way out?" he yelled over the din. "Scan for tunnels, anything!" Carlos frantically worked his tablet, its screen illuminating his stressed face. The humming from the blue shark intensified further, becoming a physical pressure, painfully loud. It felt like their heads were in a vice, a very large, very angry vice. The blue light from the shark pulsed, faster, faster, erratic. Then, with a sudden final surge, it died. Darkness. Absolute, total darkness. The humming stopped. Silence. Complete, unnerving silence. For a heartbeat, 2 heartbeats, it was worse than the noise. The kind of silence that screams. Jake fumbled for his own flashlight. Mia too, their hands were shaking. Then a new sound, soft, wet, a slithering, close, too close. From the Stygian blackness at the far end of the chamber, something was moving, something big, something that wasn't the blue shark machine. A faint scratching sound, claws on stone, and then a pair of eyes, glowing, a malevolent burning red, in the pitch dark, low to the ground, watching them. They were not alone. Oh no, they were definitely not alone. Cliffhanger! So, what happens next? Trapped, in the dark, with glowing red eyes, and a giant, possibly sentient, ancient blue shark machine that just threw a tantrum. Yeah, it's not looking good for our heroes. Is it the woman from the cove? Did she find another way in? Or is it something else? Something older? Something that guards the blue shark? You'll have to wait for the next chapter. It's going to be, well, you know the word. Legendary, starring Jake, the fearless, mostly leader. Always ready for a fight or a dramatic pose. Mia, the brilliant brain, can decipher ancient riddles and look good doing it. Carlos, the tech whiz kid. If it has wires, he can fix it or make it explode, hopefully fix it. These 3 amigos, they're in deep. Deeper than the Mariana Trench, with less oxygen. Introducing Zara, the shadow hunter, mysterious, deadly, has great hair, and a really fast boat. She wants the blue shark, and she does not play well with others. She's like that one person at a party who double dips, but with knives and secrets. She'll be back. Oh yes, she'll be back, with a vengeance, probably. And the true star of the show, the blue shark, what is it? A machine, a weapon, a very elaborate fish tank? Its secrets are just beginning to unravel, and it seems to have friends, or guardians, or very angry roommates. The mystery continues. The adventure deepens. Dun dun dun! Stay tuned, folks. This is gonna be good. Seriously good.